Hi, it's Rich Tarani. How are you? Thanks for watching. We are at ITEXPO 2015 Anaheim, and this is a TMC/TMCnet interview. On our program is Adnan Lawai. He is with Folio3, and he's the CEO. And Adnan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Fantastic. Why don't we start off by talking about the company and a little bit about what you guys do?
Okay, so Folio3 is focused on building enterprise solutions, focused on mobile devices and smartphones. We work with a range of customers, large as well as small, a lot of startups, a lot of large companies as well. We've recently introduced a product called Meeting Mogul, and what Meeting Mogul does is, imagine driving in your car, you're a salesperson or executive, and you're about to get into a meeting, and that meeting is a conference call. And imagine trying to dial into that conference call. You have to remember a lot of numbers, you have to maybe stop or do some really dangerous driving. This solves the problem. It reads your calendar, it gives you a one-touch dial-in into your conference call. That's my favorite feature and most people's favorite feature of this app, but it also helps you manage your meetings, it helps you set them up, it tells you who's on the meeting, it helps you follow up with those people, take tasks, etc.
So who is the target audience? Any business person who has a lot of conference calls?
Any business person who has especially a lot of conference calls, but anybody who really does a lot of meetings and who is using their mobile device or would like to use their mobile device extensively. We live in a world where people are moving away from laptops and desktops and are starting to use their smartphones a lot more. People are on the go. I mean, this is truly untethered us from the office. A lot of people like to work, like me, away from the office. A lot of times we're traveling, we're in the car, we're in the airport, we're in a cafe, we're walking someplace. And this gives you all the tools. It has a lot of integrations with CRM systems, with notes, for example. And it gives you a lot of tools to be able to manage everything in one place, everything related to your meetings, particularly if you're out and about.
Now, does it have to know who the conferencing vendor is, whether it's like an Intercall or a Genesys or something like that? How does that work?
Great question. So it does not care. It works with any and every conferencing vendor. What it does is it looks at your calendar, so you don't have to do anything special to set it up. You just install the app, it looks at your calendar, and it's got this really smart parsing algorithm built in there, which figures out that this is a number. It figures out that here's the number to call, here's the access code, here's the whatever, additional sort of, numbers you need to dial, and it just dials it for you.
Okay.
If it's a Skype call or a GoToMeeting call, it just recognizes that in one touch, and it just gets you into that call.
So sometimes meeting notifications will request that you press a digit if you're an administrator or you're the owner or something like that. Is there some understanding of that concept?
Yeah, great question. So typically when that happens, you're the instigator, you're the initiator of that meeting. And so what this allows you to do is to set up your favorites. And there is a really easy way where you can, 2 or 3 steps, you can just say, after this code, wait for 6 seconds and press 1, just a nice UI to let you do that, and you store that as a favorite, and then it just does the rest.
Fantastic. So 2 final wrap-up questions, and then I'll give you a moment to just mention anything that we haven't talked about. Is there some kind of free trial, and or what is the monetization model?
Okay, so the app is free to download from the App Store. Anybody can go Meeting Mogul, search for that and download it. And the basic feature set that I just talked about is available for free. The other sort of aspect of this is collaboration within the enterprise, and especially for international enterprises, there is a lot of long-distance calling that incurs roaming charges. Those 2 are our monetization models, right? So if you're doing a lot of calls, if you're exchanging a lot of information, using the app with your colleagues and with customers and so forth, then you upgrade to our enterprise plan. And if you're traveling internationally, the last time I was in Hong Kong, I mean, if I made the mistake of, dialing one of my contacts or dialing into a conference call that was in the States, I was in roaming, I would have incurred a charge of $2 or $3 a minute. What this does is it detects that you are actually outside your home country, and it uses the least cost dialing. So basically, it figures out either a local number to call, or if you have a data plan, which a lot of enterprise users do, they have unlimited data plans even when they're traveling. it will use the data plan and get voice over IP dialing and a voice over IP call set up. And so we monetize it that way.
So there's one more question. I'm sorry I told you I was finished, but I do have one more. Calendar integration, does it work with the calendar on the device, or does it need to access like Google or Outlook? How does that work?
So typically all of those calendars are easily syncable with the calendar on the device. So typically you
use the calendar on the device once it's synced. Okay.
We use the calendar on the device. We also integrate with CRM calendars. So for example, Salesforce, NetSuite. So there are certain CRM calendars that we directly integrate with.
Fantastic. Thanks for being here. So before we end up, anything else we missed?
I think the world is moving to a mobile sort of workplace. People are going to be working from everywhere, and this is basically facilitating a move in that direction.
Thank you.
Thanks.